What's up, guys? Justin here with the SketchUpEssentials.com. So in this video, we're going to check out one of the smartest extensions for SketchUp when it comes to building walls and trusses and foundations and other things like that. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. And so this video is a continuation of my series on the best architectural extensions for SketchUp. You can check out all of the extensions, including links, tutorials, other things like that for free by going to the SketchUpEssentials.com/architecture extensions. Okay, and so in this video, I'm going to have to go kind of fast. We can get more in depth if you're interested in that in future videos, but this particular set of tools is a smart modeling suite of tools for creating everything from foundations to walls to trusses to all sorts of different things. And so Medeek BIM is a tool set for creating all of these different elements inside of SketchUp. And so you can either get the elements separately or you can get them as a part of a bundle, at least for these like first 5 right here. He does also have tools for doing electrical, HVAC, that kind of thing, but we're not going to talk about those in this video just because it would get like super long. Also, he's also porting these extensions to Blender and Rhino, which I think is really smart, and I love that because I think there's a lot of opportunities there. But we're going to focus on these extensions right here. And so there's 5 extensions that you can get inside of Medeek BIM, and you can get them either separately or together. And so the first one that I'm going to talk about is going to be Medeek Foundation. And just a real quick note on pricing, right? So you can buy these separately, so you can scroll down and see these. And so you can either do a one-time purchase of this and then pay $70 every year for updates, or if you just want to do the one-time purchase, you can do that, or you can get a subscription at like $50 a year for the individual pieces, or you can just get the entire suite for a permanent license right here. So there are a bunch of different options for how you do this depending on how you feel about subscription versus not subscription and that kind of thing. You've kind of got choices for all of those, but this is definitely a super deep tool set. And so first off, we're going to hit on the foundation tool really quick. And so Medeek Foundation gives you the ability to create all sorts of different foundations. Like for example, say I wanted to create a slab. What I can do is I can click in here and I can just pick corners like so, and you're going to get used to these pop-ups that show up inside of the Medeek suite. These basically allow you to control everything about what's created in here, right? And these are like super detailed. So you can set like interior footing widths, you can set if there's reinforcing in your slab, you can set slab thicknesses, you can set if there's interior footings. There's all these different options for creating these different things, right? And if you say yes, then what's going to happen is additional windows are going to pop up allowing you to set if you want like different kinds of reinforcing, right? So like wire fabric or rebar or things like that, you can set all of those inside of the tool. And so if we look at this, notice what that's done is that's just come in here and that's created the slab. One cool thing about this though is if you look inside of the slab, notice how it's also got the wire mesh on the inside. So this is a super detailed tool. And so this tool has a bunch of different functions, but you can do things like not only can you create slabs, you can create like different kinds of stem walls or other kind of footings as well. So in this case, for example, I want a stem wall that's going to go around the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click around the perimeter here to get the 4 sides. And then you can come in here and you can make any changes you want. So like, for example, if you want this to show reinforcing, you can turn that on. You can set like the width and depth. So if you want the stem wall, for example, to be 36 inches before you get to your footing, you can type that in here right here. But then we're just going to click on update. Notice how your preview is going to update. And then when you're done and ready to go, you can just click on close. And what that's going to do, and we're going to go ahead and just hit the enter key in order to finalize this. That's going to come in here and it's going to create your foundation. Now, the cool thing about these foundations is notice how these have like reinforcing in them, right? And you could set like more reinforcing if you wanted, but notice how it has a bar around the top and around the bottom right here. And it's also got these anchor bolts, and you can set if it places anchor bolts or not. But there's a ton of other functions in here. Like for example, if you want to add door or window openings, and this wall isn't tall enough for that obviously, but you can add openings in here. When you do that, notice how it shows your opening. But there's also tools in here to do like blockouts. So if you want to create like a little foundation block out or something like that, and we click in here, it'll create that little block out for your utilities or whatever. So that could kind of show up on your actual plans. And so there's just a ton of options in here. Like this is easily the most detailed foundation tool that I've seen. And so there's just a ton of different options in here for creating foundations with this tool. But then there's also, if we move on, we've also got the truss and the wall tools. All right, so the wall tool is a very detailed tool for adding exactly what it sounds like, adding walls inside your models. And so you can see how there's a number of different tools in here that do different things. We're going to focus on this Medeek Wall section right here, because what that does is that allows you to, when you click on it, you're going to pop up a window that looks like this, and you can create different walls, and you can basically control like every aspect of them, right? You can control like the way the corners work. You can control the cladding that's on the wall, things like that. Just like in general, when this is up, what I can do is I can just click on corners, and you do want to be real careful where you click on the corners. I'll show you why in a second. You want to make sure that you're getting them like right on the corners that you want, so that the actual like corner framing works the way that it's supposed to. And so notice what happens is when I come in here and I pick this final point, it's actually going to reconfigure the corner over here with the proper framing for that corner right here. And that gets even more important if you're doing the gable end walls. So say you wanted gable ends here, what you want to do is you want to start by just drawing from one corner to the other corner where the gable is going to go. And note that you can adjust things like the height of that gable wall over here if you wanted to. We're going to leave it as is for right now, but you can use this in order to start these, but you want to make sure that you get right on this corner. And the reason why is because when you come back in into your other walls, you're going to pick the corner where this one started from right here. And then you're going to go to this corner right here where this one starts. And then when you click in here, it's going to recognize those walls, and it's going to adjust the framing so that you have the proper framing in those corners like this. And so we're going to do the same thing over here. So we will just click across here like so. Like this. Now, one cool thing about these is you can also edit and adjust them, right? So if I come in here and I right click on this element, right, there, notice how you've got all these different options in here, but specifically what we want is to edit the gable wall assembly. And so when we make changes in here, that's going to change the gable wall. So for example, if I scroll down and say that I want to change the sheathing and the cladding and things like that. So let's say, for example, that we wanted drywall on the inside and insulation. So we would just scroll down to wall gypsum, go to yes. And we would also go down to wall cavity insulation and say yes. And you can change the kind of insulation that's in here just by selecting this here. But then we also want to change the cladding material. And so there's a ton of different options in here with different materials. So, you know, they've got like different board and battens, for example. There's cedar siding, there's logs. There's a bunch of different siding types. In this case, I'm going to go with the teal blue. And I'm just going to click on the option for update. So what that's going to do, and actually let's, instead of the teal blue, let's go with the booth bay blue right here, because it actually has like the siding applied to that. But notice how that only applied this to one wall. However, what you can do is there's an option over here for copy wall. And so if you select that, you can come in here and you can select the wall to copy, right? And then you can pick the elements that you want to copy. So in this case, I want to copy basically the advanced options, right? At least for the ones that we changed. So like wall cladding material, wall gypsum, things like that. We're going to copy all of those. We're going to click on update. Well, now if I come in here and click on walls, notice this is coming in here and this is adjusting all of the elements that we had selected, right? So you could use this to adjust things like the height of the walls as well. But in this case, we're just going to use it to adjust the material. Now, one of my favorite things about this tool is the way that it handles things like doors and windows. So let's say, for example, that we wanted a pair of garage doors on the front of this wall. Well, what we can do is we can come over here and we can move along the wall right here, and we can click, and that's going to actually add openings for garage doors. And one thing about the garage door is if you come in here and you go into your advanced door options, you can actually set it where it'll install the door as well. So I'm just going to click on update right here. I'm going to undo this, and then I'm going to click on it with the door in it right here. And you can see how this is actually adding the doors as well as the framing inside of the openings too. And the framing should be fairly accurate. So that's one of the cool things about this tool. But you can also use this tool to add things like doors and windows. So say we wanted a man door right here. We're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go into our door assembly options. We'll go to advanced options, and we're going to make sure that we do the install door, do the casing, things like that. You can also set the type of door. So in this case, for example, we're going to do maybe we'll do a half glass one panel. And then I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to click on the wall, right? Whoops. And we want to make sure that we click on update before we do this. So I'm just going to undo that. We're just going to click on update and then we're going to click on the wall. There we go. And it's going to add a door with the half glass window inside of it. And then you can also add windows. So if we click on window, right, you can set like height above ground and you can set header height. I always like to do it where it installs the windows and things like that, but you don't have to. But then we can come in here, there's a bunch of different options for the type of window that we have, like sliders or double hung. Let's say we picked a double hung right here. So we're just going to click on update and then we're going to go place our windows right here. And I don't love the shutters. So we're going to turn the shutters off in this particular application and click on update. And notice how those turn red when you make a change until you click on update. So that's an indicator that you've changed something and you haven't clicked on update so that the assembly is going to change, right? But one of the things I want you to notice about this, and I'm just kind of randomly putting these on the walls, right? But one of the things I want you to notice about this is it adds indicators on the ground that you can toggle on or off. So if you're going to go into like layout or something like that, this is going to give you the ability to see those windows. And you can also move those around. So there's options over here to both move openings and also edit openings. So if I wanted to move this door, for example, I would click on the move opening option, and then I would move this around in order to adjust where that door is going to show up inside of my wall. And you can also adjust other things like the style. So for example, say we wanted a different style, you can just click on this edit style and you can pick a door. It's going to pop up the editor. And in this case, we want to, instead of having a half glass door, we're going to do maybe a 6-panel door. So we'll click on update. That's going to update inside of your model right here. So this is super powerful from that standpoint because it's like parametric and adjustable. So I do want to note there's a tool in here for drawing stairs, right? So that's going to have an option for all sorts of different stairs in here. So we can just pick between this point and this point right here, and it's going to add that stair. Okay, and so another cool thing about this is if you right click on it and you edit it, and you can do this when you create it as well, but if you scroll down, again, these advanced options always have really cool stuff in here. So in this case, if we scroll down, there's an option to add a handrail right here, and then that's going to pop up this whole thing about handrails right here. And so that you can also come in here and adjust this so that it has like posts and balusters too. So like, for example, we'll say yes on posts just so you can see what it'll do. I'll click on update right here. It's going to add posts. And so notice how when you do this, it basically comes in here and it adds this top post, but it needs to be at the top of the very top riser here. So what you can do is you can scroll back up into your top tread flush and you can say yes. And then if you update that, now your top tread is actually flush with the height right there and your railing sits where it's supposed to be. And then you need to go in here and make some adjustments, obviously with like the height, things like that of the different railing, but it's got basically a tool set built in here to add those railings and those balusters in here if you decide that you want to do that. So like if I click on update, I can add balusters in here, and then it's just a question of adjusting the heights, which is something I would need to do. And so Medeek Wall has a ton of different like you could use this for interior wall framing as well if you decided that you wanted to do that. But let's move on to Medeek Truss. So what Medeek Truss is it's a tool designed to help you add accurate trusses to your model. So if we bring up the Medeek Truss function right here, what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this button to pop up the truss tool. You can pick all these different kinds of trusses. In this case, we're just going to go with a common truss, and you can actually come in here and you can just click from one corner to the other corner here, and then you can just scroll across to the back side of the wall, and that's going to add your truss. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on OK. I'm not going to make any adjustments to the truss itself. If you go to the advanced roof options, though, you can add things like sheathing on the outside of your roof. So it's not just trusses, right? Like you can add the sheathing, you can add sheathing on the gable as well. And you also want to make sure we're also going to add roof cladding so that we have actual roof in here. If I submit that, that's going to come in here and that's going to model this out. Now, one thing you probably want to do is you want to pick this from the inside rather than the outside of the wall. So really we would more go from like here to here and do the same thing on the back side, right? Because you've already kind of handled that framing over here on the end. So then we're just going to click on OK. We don't want the gable end trusses in here because we've already handled that with our framing. But then within our roof options, we can make sure we have the outlookers here. We want to make sure that we have the roof cladding on top of this, other things like that, right? And then once we're done, we can just submit our advanced options, and that's going to add the roof on top of your model, just like that. Now, there are some cool things you can do with this tool. Again, I'm not going to get like way in depth on it, but say you picked, doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and add another common truss over here. And we'll just put it in here like so. And so one of the cool things about this is if you take this and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to add another common truss here. So say you have a roof, right, that's going to intersect with this roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line out. And we'll just say this is where that truss is going to go. But if I click between this point, and then intersect these together like this, we'll go ahead and say OK. On all these, we'll submit the advanced options. And so there's a Medeek complex roofs that comes with this that allows you to take something like these two trusses, for example. And if you see this option on the back for complex roof connection, you can select your first roof and your second roof, like so, and it's going to come in here and it's actually going to adjust that truss framing so that that framing interacts with the other truss in here. So you can use this to create your more complex roofs as well. And there's other options in here, right? There's a tool for like drawing rafters, there's like floor trusses and things like that. I'm not going to get way into them other than to say this is like very, very detailed. And the cool thing is not only does it generate the roofs, it also generates the framing. Now, I do want to highlight just a little bit the other tools in this tool set. So the first is Medeek Floor. And so what Medeek Floor is it's a tool for creating like framed wood floors, right? So like, for example, if I run this and there's like different options in here for structures, right? So say you wanted like an open web or something like that. We're going to click on update. We're just going to come in here and we're going to draw like this. And you can hold the shift key in order to lock to the red axis. But when I close this in, notice what this is going to do is this is actually going to model out your floor structure. So if you have multiple different floors or something like that, this tool is really good for that. And then you can do things like editing and adjusting floor edges. So like, for example, if I wanted to move this, I can click in order to adjust that floor edge. I can also edit the floor in here like so. Now, I'm not sure if there is a way to add openings in here or not. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but this can be a really good way, like say you needed like cavity insulation, for example, which you probably wouldn't have with this kind of structure, but we could come in here and say we wanted this to be like a sawn lumber joist or something like that instead. If we click on update, what that's going to do is that's going to adjust what's inside of this. And if I come in here and I hide the floor element, right here, you can kind of see what's inside. Notice how that actually models this out with your actual like wood framed floor structure in here. So if you're going to model anything with floors, this is definitely a tool that's worth checking out. And so if you do get Medeek BIM, there's also a tool inside of it called Medeek Project. Now, I have not done a lot with Medeek Project, but basically it gives you the ability to create things like 2D construction grids and title blocks and exporting different data from your project, that kind of thing. So there's some other tools in here as well. I will just tell you, I am not like as familiar with this particular tool, though it can do some really interesting things with like the visibilities in your project. So definitely something that's worth checking out, especially if you have the entire Medeek BIM suite. And that's something we can get into in a future video if you are interested in that. All right, so that's where I'm going to end this video. I will link to all of that inside of my SketchUp Architectural Extensions Guide, which you can get at thesketchupessentials.com/architecture extensions. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this tool. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.